MistaGwalla, what's going on?
What's up with it? What's up with it?
Man, we here now, man. We in the studio getting this interview in.
Already.
For sure, you got the mask on. Is that, you wear this on a daily basis or what?
Not really on a daily basis, just when I pop out. And it's a couple of reasons why I wear it. It's because, like, you know, it's kind of like Michael Jackson or like Prince. You know, when they hopped out with all their gear on, it was like, wow, why they out here with all this on? But they legendary. You can dye your hair any color, you still gonna be a lame, you know, but when you pop out with stuff like this on, you know, you grabbing attention. So then when you start speaking and rapping and you can actually speak and rap, they shook, like, oh, he an artist. And you know, it's like a statement, like, don't, you know, don't look at me like, oh, you know, he got the dyed hair. I've been having dyed hair for 3 years now. Before Pumps, before all these dudes, those are kids to me, you know, not to diss nobody, but it's just like what they doing, they not talking about nothing. That's why, you know, even, you know, you can say, oh, like he's a mumble rapper, but you can hear everything I'm saying is clear. Because it's a statement when I walk out with all this on. And then you deliver, so, you know, it's like, oh, so he's not just another dude with like one of these little lame ass, you know, the clout. You know what I mean? Because a lot of these dudes, you know, they want clout. They dye their hair. You know, they do all this, you know, they kind of steal our, you know, steal the culture because they see it as a quick come up, like, oh, I can, you know, just wake up a rapper and then I'm a millionaire. False. You cannot. You know, this is work. You know, this is people's passion. You know, don't just wake up thinking, you know, you're gonna be a rapper and then, oh, I'm a millionaire overnight. I'm an overnight success. This is work. This is hard work.
Yeah. Now, why that mask?
Why this mask?
It's millions of masks out there. Why that mask? Is it something in particular or?
Well, I mean, I wear these, but I got them in like every color, so you know.
So match the outfit.
You know, they match with my outfits.
Yeah. Okay. Now, will you ever reveal who's behind the mask, or will it forever just be like they have to respect the music and not the person type of situation?
See, and that's another reason. But with that, you know, it's like I don't consider myself a rapper. I consider myself an artist. So just know when this come off, you're gonna see a whole nother person. I'm you know, like Pusha T said, I'm peeling it back by layers.
Yeah.
So first, you know, I come out with this. And then, you know, this come off. So when this come off, that's when you're going to see me here. You know, it's like when Drake started. You know, that's who I compare myself to, like a Drake, like a Michael Jackson. I don't want to be the next Lil Pump, ugly guy. I don't want to be the next, you know what I mean? Like, people laugh at like Justin Bieber, but on a Bieber level. You know, you can go somewhere and you can sell out the whole arena like that.
Yeah. Now, is this something that you wear every day when you go to
No.
Okay, so this is for the rap.
Just for music.
Okay.
If I go out in public and, you know.
Right, now let's say, you know, you get a viral record and you go out and about without the mask. People, they don't know who you are.
I'm a regular
So
person.
this is on some MF Doom type shit.
I'm a regular person.
Yeah.
I can walk right by you. You could be bumping my music and I'm like, hey, that's hot. That's a hot record. Who is that?
Yeah. Now, what gave you this idea?
Well, with a mask, I think I've always like really, okay, I'm a big wrestling fan. So, you know, when Rey Mysterio used to come out with the mask on, and it's like, you know, Mysterio, you know, it's a mystery. So it's like, who is that? You know, who's under there? And for all them years, people's like, who was under there? But
they had to respect the craft.
You have to respect his moves, the way he came out.
Yeah.
You know,
because nowadays people fall in love with the person instead of the music. You know what I'm saying? Like, nowadays you can get on Instagram. You could flex with 20, 30, 100 grand, and people don't care about the record. People don't care about what you put out. They care more about what he has, or what he's driving, or what he looks like. You know what I'm saying? People don't respect the craft these days.
At all. Like I say, like me, like, you know, I don't know. It's just different. It's just different. I feel like, you know, with that same 20, 30, 100,000 you was talking about, you know. It's either you can go out here and put it in your craft, or you can go out here and buy a chain, you know? I'd rather, like, look at, I'm with a hair tie, you know, there's no rollie on my wrist. I would rather take that rollie money and put it back into my craft. You know, it's about being an artist, you know?
Right. Straight up. So, Dallas, Texas, born and raised?
I'm not even from Texas. I'm from Kansas City. Okay. I was out in Houston for like 12 years, and then I moved back to Kansas City, back to Houston, and then down to San Antonio. Yeah. But I like the, you know, the Texas culture. You know, I'm all around Texas, traveling, getting to know people. You know.
Right. So you have no ties with Dallas at all?
No.
Okay. Kansas City. I mean, y'all really don't. There haven't really been any major new rappers as of late. What's the reasons for that?
It's just like, Kansas City, one of them places, I love the city, but you got to be careful,
Very dangerous.
It's like it's not on a Chirac level, but people honestly don't want to see you make it. So if you coming up, they gonna clip you before you get your shot. I don't know if they feel like, well, I didn't get my chance, you're not gonna get your chance. I don't know if it's that or
Yeah.
It's just one of them type things.
This is one of those crabs in the bucket types of situations that happens in every city. I mean, Boosie even said it on Vlad, like, your hometown is where you get the most hate at. You go everywhere else and they treat you like a star.
And and it's also the thing, and it is just like, I've asked people from Kansas City, do you plan on leaving? And they look at me like I'm crazy. Like, what do you mean? This is home, this is the hood. Okay, I get that, but there's more outside of your hood. There's a whole life to live out here,
Yeah. Now, outside of Tech Nine, right? Who else is from Kansas City that's notable, really? That you could really feel proud about bragging about outside of Kansas City?
And see, like, I haven't really dipped into like the Kansas City like music like that. And people gonna be like, well, how's he from Kansas City? Well, I grew up like really like influenced by like Eminem, Biggie, like I said, with the Michael Jackson, the Prince, even a genre, just like people like that. I respect, I like Tech.
Yeah. But you just been on some other shit.
Way other.
Okay, now it's Kansas City, Kansas, and it's Kansas City, Missouri.
Yeah, Missouri.
How far are these two apart from each other?
I say like, maybe like 30 minutes. It just depends, like.
Yeah.
Say like 30.
So this is all divided by a state line.
Yeah.
Okay, that's it.
So you could drive right over to to Kansas.
So is it like do they fuck with each other or not really?
I mean, it's always that thing, it's kind of just like, I would almost say like Dallas and Houston, that y'all fuck with each other as a whole. When you talk about Texas, like, this is Texas, but
it's still those personal beefs in between. Yeah. But as a whole, it's all one.
Well, I mean, Kansas City and Kansas, they are, two different things,
Yeah. Right,
so yeah, they way two different places. That's why people say, "Oh, you from Kansas?" No, I'm from Kansas City. Kansas is Kansas.
Right. Sure. Now, summer 18, what could we expect from you?
Summer 18. Oh man, let's see. I dropped this little EP called Top 5 just to see what it does. Mm-hmm. And honestly, like, I feel like a lot of people slept on it because like I put it all in there as a whole. I didn't separate it in singles like I was going to. Because I feel like each song I make is different. It's a different vibe. It's a so if I feel like if I put out something in a cluster, some of the stuff is gonna go over people's heads.
Right.
So I definitely got three bangers coming soon. And some nice video, nice visuals to them.
Yeah. Yeah, man. These days it's a visual game. Like I was talking to somebody about that the other day, and they was like, I'm about to release like 5 records, and I'm like, yo, find a cameraman that believes in you. And that's not going to tax you, and just go crazy on the visuals. Because people these days, I mean, there's people that go viral with the audio every now and then, like Lil Yachty. He had the One Night, or I think one of those records. Mm-hmm. But nowadays people want to see, like you say, how you dress, the body movement, the mask. You know what I'm saying? They want to see how you living, all that type of shit. So I try to tell artists to get out there with those visuals, man.
Get out there, and that's my favorite part. Like I said, it's just like. Let's see. It's just like I said, back to the Rey Mysterio thing, he's coming out there with the mask, he's hopping around, explosion when he come out. It's all about visuals,
Mm-hmm.
And you can be the hottest rapper, you can have the hottest music, but if you can't perform and show people, then, it's kind of like, it's like, you good, but, we want to be entertained as well.
Right, now you stated before that you're not a mumble rapper. What is your opinion on the state of hip hop, the 6ix9ines, the Yachty's and the famous Dexes and the rest in peace to XXX. What's your your thoughts on the new shit?
I feel like older so some of the older cats might be like, oh, this is corny, this is that, but I don't really feel like it's corny or anything. Like, they're still expressing themselves, It's just like, okay, let's say, with like Marilyn Manson, when he came out, people were like, whoa, like, what is this? You know, when Elvis came out, whoa, what is this?
They never really accepted at first.
That's what it is. It's change.
Yeah.
But like I said, it's about being an artist, being legendary. Them people that are willing to go through that change, those are legends. That's where legends are made. If you're just willing to ride a wave and try to, you know, sound like somebody else, yes, you will be remembered, but you're just another one. You aren't a creator. You aren't a legend.
Right. Now, XXX died Monday, which will be a week tomorrow. Jimmy Wapo did too. I was real close with Jimmy. What is your thoughts? You know, a lot of artists are dying. Lil Lonnie from Mississippi just died like a month ago. Rappers are dying, getting shot left and right. A Young and Ace was shot 2 weeks ago. What's your thoughts on, you know, these rappers getting shot and killed in their own hometown?
I just feel like, you know, with your hometown, you know, before people get successful, you know, they're right there with everybody. So I feel like, you know, if you're successful, you know you got haters, you know, try to get out of your city. You know, you're on a whole different status. This is the life that you chose. Don't feel like you have to prove like, oh, you know, I held it down for my hood, you know, this is my block. Expand, because you're growing. And with growth, you can't be growing and try to stay planted. No, that's not how it goes. So you got to be prepared for, you know, the haters to really, hey, you know, he got this, we don't have it. Let's go get him. Let's get what he got. Because, you know, nobody really wants to work hard, you know, nowadays. You know, they just want to see somebody else with it and go grab it.
Take it.
That's,
right.
You know, so it's just like, you know, you got to prepare for that. If you're going to stay in your same city, don't be riding alone, you know, if you do, you know, don't be in all the beefs. You above that now, you know. I'm not saying you above people, but you above those situations. Let them do that. You know, you're an artist now. You got a fan base. You know, you got to do this for your fans.
Yeah. Is XXX the modern day, the new Tupac?
I wouldn't go that far with it. I mean, you know, if people feel like that, you know, if he had that same effect to them, you know, that's them. But in my eyes, I wouldn't go to that extent.
So not to slight XXX. In the next, let's say 2038, 20 years from now, will people be watching XXX interviews and getting XXX tattoos, and you don't feel like he would be as influential as Pop?
Not too sure. You know,
it's kind of too early to say.
Yeah, too early to say. You know, I just feel like, you know, these people, you know, a lot of them are with trends, you know?
Yeah.
It's just like, you know, Kanye has said this thing, and he was like, oh, I wish I would have told X this. Well, it's like, why didn't you tell him that? You know, so are you really sad? Are you really grieving? Or are you just
clout chasing?
Clout chasing and trending.
Right.
You know, so we gonna see, you know.
But XXX did say a lot of, like, monumental shit. Like, he predicted a lot of shit before he died. Like, and even, like, I think 2 hours before he got killed, he was planning a charity event. And then he tweeted, like, this was like years ago, 2014, he tweeted, people only care when you die. Like, XXX said a lot of shit that people are going to go back and look at years from now and be like, yo, the dude was a genius.
Yeah, oh, no, without a doubt he was, you know. And I just feel like, you know, it's just like I said, you know, you got to prepare for that. He knew the consequences, you know. I read some things, you know, I guess his judge didn't let him, you know, go whatever. So he knew, hey, this is the consequence. If you keep me here, these are the consequences. So, you know, he spoke about it. You know, he didn't just keep it in. So if it happened, it wasn't just like all of a sudden. It was still all of a sudden, but he was kind of telling us, prepare for it, because I'm prepared for it.
Yeah. Now, from these passings, are you going to change the way you move?
Well, the way I move is I feel like it's not even on one of those levels. Like, I'm here to give back, so I kind of feel like
XXX was here to give back too.
True, but I feel like a lot of people were still angry at him. It's just like Chris Brown. You know, Chris Brown, you know, he done elevated, but they still on that Rihanna, you know, and I feel like that's what X, you know, he was elevating better in himself, but y'all couldn't get over you know, so that's what it is. So with me, you know, I try to keep all that out the way to begin with, you know, so, but I just want people to know, like, you know, I'm here, you know, to get back to support, you know, it's like I'm not here to be all that extra stuff, you know, that's just extra.
Right. Man, for sure. Anything else you want to let off your chest before we get out of here?
I mean, it's just like, you know, on the lines of being different, you know. If you see somebody with a mask on, don't automatically think like, oh, this is another Lil Pump, clout chaser, this another that. You know, give somebody a chance, you know, click on it, you know, You know, just give them a chance because, you know, they say don't judge a book, so you don't know who you dealing with. You know, like I said, you know, this is just a start. I'm pulling it back by layers, you know. So once this come off, you're gonna see the growth. You're gonna see the, you know, the expansion. You know, it's gonna take some time. You know, this don't happen overnight, but it's gonna be a long ride. But it's gonna be a nice one. You know, so at the end, you know, I'm gonna be a legend. And you're gonna see the difference between just a rapper and an artist.
Facts. Where can we follow you at?
Oh, MistaGwalla, MistaGwalla, everything, all the same.